What's up, demons? So we are here to talk about AD 33 by the one and only Ted Dekker. Let's get to it. So, turns out AD 33 is actually a sequel to AD 30, but I've read them. I saw AD 30, I think, on Kindle Unlimited. Get rid of, I don't know. I ended up reading AD 33 first because there was some information. And I was like, all right, AD 33, Jesus was 33 when he died. Let's talk about Jesus dying. Now, Jesus is a character in this. He's called Yeshua. And we don't see that much of him. I mean, it makes sense. It's a kind of. So, I will admit, there were some characters in here that were clearly already established in the first novel because we didn't learn much about them and I had trouble keeping things straight. But the main character is a queen of the desert, and I've already forgotten her name, but she's, I think, Ted's version of like a strong female character, and she was fairly strong. She was strong. We do learn that she had lost a baby boy. He was actually murdered, so she took in an orphan child who's like 8, and this story really revolves around her trying to rescue her son from the evil Romans. And I thought their relationship was really sweet. She's falling in love. She had someone named Judah who ended up dying. I don't know, it's confusing. But I will say I gave this book 3 stars. It was well written, and it read really, really quickly, which was good. Ted Dekker's prose I've always found to be fairly utilitarian. Like, it gets the job done, and it feels very ergonomic. I don't know. It just feels comfortable. It's an easy read. I mean, this book was probably written on like a 3rd grade level. Could a 3rd grader read it? Maybe. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But we do see some biblical characters in this. We see Mary and Martha, who were Lazarus's sisters. Lazarus appears in this. And weirdly, as a militant atheist, I love biblical fiction because to me, the Bible is just another myth, and it's a good myth, and I love the mythology in the Bible. So for me, this feels kind of like, fables and Kill Shakespeare, and even like Percy Jackson or Song of Achilles, where it's just cozy. And so the biggest disappointment about this novel was that we do not see the crucifixion. We see Jesus, who's called Yeshua, after he's already arisen. So he's alive. We learn about his crucifixion secondhand, and then we see him after he's come back through our trips through the desert to try to find the queen's son. Do I recommend reading this before AD 30? Hell no. I was entertained by it, but I was also fairly confused. And so I'm going ahead and making this review because this was my reading experience. So my reviews are meant to be very organic, and I will go back eventually and read AD 30 to kind of get what it was all about. But if you don't know anything about the Bible, if you are not a Christian or a former Christian, you're going to struggle with this because there's so much folklore, Bible folklore in it, that you kind of have to be familiar with the world it's set in before you jump in. People are talking in the background. I feel like someone might barge in, but I didn't want people to overhear me and think I'm crazy. But our main strong female character is already established as a queen. But she's a queen of outcasts, which is kind of cool. I mean, we all feel like an outcast sometime. She is not a real biblical character. She is fictional. She does not, the Bible's fiction, but she does not appear anywhere in the Bible. So she is a totally new character. But we see the tribes, we see Herod, we see a lot that happens in the Bible. And one of my favorite stories in the Bible is when Jesus gets there too late to save Lazarus, and Mary and Martha are really, really mad at him. and Martha's like, if you had been here, you could have saved our brother. And then Jesus is like, it's like the part in Romeo and Juliet where he's like, what ho, apothecary. Like, Jesus just yells for Lazarus, and Lazarus comes. So I really do like the story of Lazarus, and I like the story of the really mad sisters getting on to Jesus. So we see the aftermath of that. I will probably come back and do a review of the entire series. I do not have immediate plans to read AD 30. I'm currently reading, to make another review, 3 by Ted Dekker. And if you have seen the movie adaptation, like, Ted Dekker's totally stole this from the quirky brothers, like, screenplay that he's going to get sold. I don't know. I'll put some clips in when I do that. So that's what I'm working on now. It is not nearly as good. It's about 10 years older than AD 30, and boy does it show. Ted Dekker had not honed his skills yet. So 3 stars for AD 33. I will come back after I read AD 30 and do a redo of this video. Do I recommend this book? Yeah, it was serviceable, especially since I like the mythology behind it. So 3 stars. Thanks for watching, demons. I'll see you next time.